Hello and welcome to a plant tour because one singular person asked for it or showed interest for it. So here we are. I love watching these videos of people talking about their plants, showing off their plants, so I'm gonna do it too and maybe someone enjoys watching that. Today is actually a pretty good day for me to decide to film this because the past week, over a week, has been so damn hot. I could not have filmed this video any other day. I'm glad I planned it for today, and today it's actually cloudy. It's still hot, but it's not like direct sunlight hot, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna start off with showing you the plants in the kitchen and living room, and then I will move on to the plants that I have in here. So we're starting off the video with the biggest plant we own, and it is this tree. I don't remember what type of tree this is. We did not buy it. We found it in like the dead of February in like winter. It was snowing, it was super cold. Someone had left this out by the recycling bins, and me and my mom decided we wanted it. So we hauled it back to our house and it survived. It's doing really well. We've had to prune it back a lot. It is a little bit unruly in there. It's definitely not super tamed, but it's the very first plant that I think this is what got me like really into plants. So this is where all the cacti and succulents are, because they are the only thing that can survive such direct bright light that we have through this balcony window here. Here we have a beautiful little succulent garden that some time ago I cut it up and put it back into the pots because they were kind of growing very out and very long, but now they're super beautiful. They're like wide, they're doing their thing, and I love this crocodile in there. It's super funny. Then we have this corner here, also nothing too exciting. There's a snake plant here. It's very large, and yeah, I mean, it's one of the only things that could possibly survive in that corner. It's quite dark. Then we have a Hoya Carrii, I think that's what it was called. It's a heartleaf Hoya. I've actually taken a cutting from this that was here, but it's very tall and it has another leaf, another branch here. And then we have a spider plant, which all of the other spider plants have come from. This is the mother spider plant, and it's actually has these little thingies coming out here, so these will turn into new plants as well. I will cut them up and pot them. Then up here we have our Queen Golden Pothos, who has suffered a little bit from being moved around, and some of it's being propagated in my room, which I will show you after. But yeah, this beauty. Look at that. Look at that leaf. And yeah, that branch is in water also because it snapped off, but it's doing fine. It's definitely recovering. So that's that. Up here is our beautiful fern. It was doing really badly and was going to die. So I repotted it because it definitely needed it, and I actually had the humidifier there, and it is thriving. It is so happy. It's gotten super long. It has so many new branches or leaves or whatever they're called, and it's super happy, and I'm very happy for it. I have another humidifier on the way, so I have one here and in my room. Then here's another spider plant, and that is the main begonia that all the others are coming from. So these here are my tomatoes, and it is the only edible thing that I'm growing for the moment, but they are growing really well. And look, you can see that they're flowering, and these are even tiny little baby tomatoes that are growing there. These are the cherry ones that are growing right there. So in the white pot that I have there, those are cherry tomatoes, and the other ones back here and here are like normal sized tomatoes. I have no idea what variety they are, what kind of like anything they are. I just stuck some tomatoes that I bought at the store into some soil, and well, not the whole tomato, like the seeds, and they grew a lot of them. I actually threw a lot of the sprouts away when they had just started to grow because I just did not have space. And look at them, they are taking over. They actually need higher support poles. Like look, it's totally outgrown it. Even like the cherry ones, like these ones don't even have support, but they're actually more sturdier than the normal sized tomatoes. So I need better support, but I just cannot find anything that's long enough for them to, not like I would tie them to the ceiling, but we can't do anything to our ceiling. I will be forever apologizing about audio, so sorry for the audio again. So yeah, now that we're done with the kitchen, I can show you the plants that I have in my room. I don't know what's happening with my voice. So the first plants in my room that I'm going to show you is the ones behind me. These ones, just kicked something. These ones will not stay here. These usually stand over there by my large windows, but I'm still kind of figuring out places for them. So here I have a Ficus elastica. It's a rubber tree. Then next we have this Dracaena. I forget which exact variety it is, but it's pretty large. You can see, like, it's I could pretend to hide behind this if I was a cartoon character, you know? Then next up we have this Alocasia poly or Alocasia amazonica, I think. Yeah. I put little like tag things in some of the pots because I know the names of them, but sometimes they just like out of my brain, don't remember like if I tried. But yeah, I really like this alocation. It's one of my newer plants, and it's actually got a new leaf coming in. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, so this is starting to unfurl. So that's nice. Then I have this peace lily, which is one of the first plants that I got when I started getting plants for this room, because peace lilies are really nice. This is like a decently sized one. It's got new flowers coming in here, you can see, which is great because it's never fun to see peace lily flowers like die off and you have to cut them off and there's just this like green thing, which doesn't look bad, but then when the new thingies come in, it's kind of nice to see that like it's liking where it's at. We have a heterohelix or an English ivy. That's it, it's in this big pot. My mom had like the same one in a slightly different pot, but hers got root rot and it started dying off, and I tried propagating some of it to save it and replant it, but it's not happening. Her ivy's dead, like she gave up on that. Then I have some flowers here in, well, they're not flowers, they're plants in the shelf here. I've moved them over so you can, because you couldn't see them really. Here is the tiny begonia. This is not the one I repotted in my last video. This is a different one from before. And also, the variety of begonia I said it might be in the last video is definitely wrong. I think I found the right name for it. I'll put it somewhere. I'm not 100% sure because it's really hard to find, like, you know, the names of these plants, because I've been joining some Facebook groups and asking around and doing a lot of research and Googling, and I find so many other types of begonias, but I cannot find this variety of begonia. Nobody's talking about this fucking begonia, so I don't know. We also have my cactus, which was the only plant that survived me being away from my apartment for several months. So, you know, I keep it. We have a lot of cacti, as I showed you in the kitchen, so this is not very special, but don't tell him that. And then we have this spider plant, which is in this terrarium type of thing. I am going to put something else in here a bit later, but that is rooting, and I'll show you in a bit. But right now I have just this snake plant. Yeah. So next I'm going to show you some plants that are on my windowsill and stuff. I will show you how they look on the windowsill, but I just want to pick them up and show you them a little bit. So first up, I have this guy. It's a Tradescantia. I don't know how to pronounce that. Off the top of my head, Zabrina. And yeah, it's a really nice plant. Did I repot this last time? No, I repotted a tiny one. Okay. I thought I repotted this in the last video. No. But yeah, like, it's got these beautiful leaves. It's grown a lot since I got it. Like, it's grown a lot. It was in this really tiny pot. It was in a pot like this. And it's grown a lot. It's grown new thingies. And it's going to trail soon. I think I'm going to cut it and pop it back in the pot to make it even a larger plant. So yeah. Next we have this Coleus blooming, and I absolutely love this plant. It is so cool. It has also grown a lot. I've had to repot it. And yeah, just look at those beautiful leaves. Like, the color is probably not picking up super well, but it's this beautiful red, dark red, and this green around, and it kind of looks like a mint because I think technically it is a species of mint. But yeah, it's really nice. The only thing is, like, this side is facing the window, so this is what the window sees, and it really adjusts because this is usually what is facing me, and I have to turn it around every couple of days because it just yeets to the sun, which I mean is great for it. Like, has a beautiful side. I can show it off to you, but for me to see it, I have to keep turning it around. Next up, we have this. What is it called? I think the common name is a garden croton. It has a little bit of a different botanical name, but I absolutely love this. I actually have 3 of these, which you will see on the windowsill. And that is because when I bought them, they were 3 of them in one pot, like the same size as this. And when I just got them, they were very root bound, and I repotted them into a bigger pot, like all 3. That was a mistake. I should have separated them right away and put them in different pots. But yeah, recently I started, this is the only one that actually hasn't got new leaves. You'll see the other ones, they have beautiful new large leaves. So they were kind of getting smushed against each other and it wasn't looking too great. So I decided to separate them, and yeah, they were really root bound and really intertwined, so I had to break a few roots, which is not great. I'm not very happy about that. So I'm just waiting them to recover a little bit. I will not be keeping all 3. I don't have space to keep all 3, so I will probably be selling 2 of them off. So next up I have the Syngonium. I repotted this last time. It is thriving. Like, I absolutely love this Syngonium, and it's gotten more sun and the variegation is turning more white. You can see, like, look at these beautiful, beautiful leaves. And there's a lot of new growth. You can see all the tiny leaves down here, and there's a larger one unfurling here. So yeah, I absolutely love this Syngonium. It's definitely one of my favorite plants. I mean, I probably say this about every single plant because I love my plants. But yeah, it's really beautiful. So then here we have something that I didn't get for myself. This was my mom's, and she gave this to me to try to save it because if you can see, there's a lot, they're really long, these. I was gonna say vines, but they're just stems. These are not a vining plant. And it is cyclamen? Cyclamen? I don't know how to pronounce that. Heterofolium. And yeah, I really do like this plant. Like, I like the leaves. They're like kind of hearts, but these ones, I don't know, they're kind of curling really weird. Like, this is a nice one. It's like a heart. You have this little variegation here. And like the back side of them you can't see super well, but yeah, they're violet on the back, and some of the stems as well, they're violet. And yeah, I mean, it's been doing a lot better in my room, but I think it might need some other care. I think it might need to be repotted. I'm gonna have to cut some of these stems back. We'll see what I do with this. Now here we have a very tiny golden pothos. Actually, this leaf is kind of dying because I overwater this which is unfortunate, but it's not gonna die. This is actually a new leaf that unfurled like this morning, and you can see it has more leaves that are gonna come out. So this plant is gonna be fine. It's gonna grow, it's gonna be chill. Yeah, it has like this dead leaf here, but that's nothing. I mean, it's very tiny. It's definitely not gonna be trailing for a long time, but I don't care. These were one of the first cuttings of the large pothos that I took, like ages ago, and I waited a really, really long time to repot them. They had like ginormous roots when I potted them, so I might actually have to repot this soon. I can't tell because this is actually a metal container, and it does have drainage holes, very important. But I think this is like, I got this in a kitchen section of a grocery store, and I think it's meant for like sponges and things like that, so you know, you put your wet shit and it drains it out. So it was a pretty cool pot, so it was cheap, so that's what it's in. So now, this is one of my rarer plants. This is a Begonia maculata, wingty, something like that. It has another name at the end. And this is an absolutely gorgeous plant. However, I got this in not a very good shape. It was the last one in a window of this plant flower shop, and it looked kind of miserable. It's been not in the greatest conditions for it, but I had to have it. And it's on its road to recovery. Like, if you look closer, like, it has a lot of crisped leaves, it's dropped a lot of leaves, and yeah, like the back here is a bit bare. But I actually have two of these because they came in one pot and it had 5 stems. So this, I separated them into 2 pots. This is with 3 stems, and I have the other one over there, which you'll see again in footage when I show you my propagation area. So, and that has 2 stems. But yeah, I absolutely love this plant. So this is my little nursery slash propagation area. I have a sort of makeshift grow light in here, and I've sort of covered the area a little bit here with plastic so that the humidity stays a bit higher in here, and it does work. And also I have here sitting in water that also evaporates and gives up a little bit higher humidity. So what do I have propagating here? This is the begonia that I potted up last video, and it's doing great. It's putting out new leaves. They're growing larger and dark and beautiful. And then I have a couple of succulents that are just putting out little new buds. And then this guy is the one I also potted up last episode. I don't know why I said episode, I mean last video. But it's not doing too well. Like, I don't know what's up with it. It's just not happy. But I don't know. I'll keep you updated, I guess. I'm hoping it survives, but I don't know. It's just being a little bit of a drama queen. Then here I have some of the Coleus blume propagating. It's actually giving out little roots. I don't know if you can see them right there, but yeah, it is actually rooting, which is nice. I'm gonna have more of this plant. I don't know if to keep or to give away or to sell or something, but yeah, it's really beautiful. Especially here you can see the color. It's so beautiful. Then I have a little container of sphagnum moss, and just another container where I sometimes propagate shit. Then here is some of the ivy that I was propagating. This is actually not from my mom's ivy, this is my own ivy that I cut up, and it is also giving out roots. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. They're very tiny, but they're there. It's rooting, I swear. So here is a little bit more exciting. This is, I don't remember the name. Again, I'll put it up. It's propagating. It's this hanging plant that my mom swapped out for her ivy, and I have another one that's actually slightly happier. And it's like this because this got way too much sun in our kitchen and it bleached and it fell off. But it will survive and it will put out new beautiful green things like this. So this one's also rooting. Then here I have a Hoya. I think it's a Carrii. I think that's what it was called. It's a heartleaf Hoya, and we have it's a cutting of the larger one that I showed you in the kitchen. Yeah, it's also rooting, and I just wanted a small plant of my own. Now this is something I am truly happy about. I got this from a seller on Facebook who has a plant collection here in Luxembourg, and she was selling cuttings of a philodendron micans, which I will show you in a second, which I also bought. But this is a Syngonium 3 Kings, and it has this beautiful white propagation. I'm so happy I got a hold of this plant. And yeah, I got it as a cutting. It has rooted, but I'm still keeping it in water to develop some more roots before I pot it up. And yeah, I might put it in actually a terrarium. Then up here, it's actually a little bit dark, so down here is the propagating area. And here as well, I have some things propagating. This is also the same begonia, but this is larger leaves from the plant. And yeah, they're about to start rooting, I think. They haven't yet. So, oh my god, I hope you can't hear it, but there's like this trash um, truck going by and it's making a lot of noise. I think it's construction. But yeah, that's what I just showed you. And this is where I keep my begonias because they do like higher humidity. You can see right now it's 61%. I try to keep it at least that, so they're happier. This is my humidifier. It's not on right now because it makes a little bit of a noise, so I shut it off for to show you this. So yeah, because it's right by a window, it's not really focusing and the light is not super great. But yeah, that's the small pothos that I showed you before, and the whatever name is that I forgot already is up here. And this is also something I got when I'm very excited about. This is a philodendron micans, and I hope to show you slightly better what it looks like. It has these beautiful satin-like leaves. I don't know if you can really see it on camera. I can't capture it really well. It is super, super beautiful, and I was very happy I could get cuttings of this. It's not a very common plant to find, at least for me. Maybe wherever you live, it's easier. So here we have some more golden pothos cuttings. These ones are really happy. You can see the beautiful, beautiful variegation. They're getting enough sun. That's a lot of roots in there. Those ones are just starting to root. So yeah, soon I'll be able to pot them up and have more golden pothos because I absolutely love them. Yeah, so there's some very loud construction going on outside, which is fine because I think I'm done filming. Let's hope I don't have to do any retakes. I'll probably go through editing and be like, oh, I should probably refilm this whole video, but there's construction outside, so that's the video. Like and subscribe.